Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Miami Association of Realtors OneHome Virtual Agent Summit. My name is Marissa Garcia. I'm a marketing specialist with CoreLogic focusing on OneHome. I cannot tell you how excited we are to bring OneHome to the Miami Association of Realtors members. And thank you for taking the time this morning to get familiar with the new client portal in Matrix called OneHome. We have an incredible lineup of speakers for you today. The fabulous Robert Rodriguez is going to share some opening remarks. And then you will hear from the always engaging Matt Fagioli. Matt is CoreLogic's broker advisor, and he's going to tell you how OneHome empowers the agent of the future. And then we'll hear from the incredible Keith Hensley. He's going to give you a guided tour through OneHome. A couple quick housekeeping notes before we dive in. Through Zoom, we can take your questions throughout the presentation. Please use the Q&A function and not the chat function, so the OneHome team of experts can answer your questions as we go along. If you don't get your question answered during our time together, we will follow up with you after the event. At the end, there will be a quick survey that we'd love for you to fill out. As you can imagine, we really value your feedback, so please take a moment to let us know your thoughts about today. So with that, I will pass it to Robert. Take it away, Robert.
Thank you, Marissa. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Like Marissa said, my name is Robert Rodriguez with the Miami Association of Realtors. I'm one of your trainers, and we are excited to announce our partnership with OneHome and CoreLogic. This is going to revolutionize the way that we work with our customers, revamping the existing customer portal that we have inside of CoreLogic Matrix. We're going to be able to work with our customers, of course, assigning them searches, allowing them to conduct their own searches, and as always, allowing us to keep track of all their activity online while searching for properties. It's going to have a revamped platform, the way it looks, the way it feels. We're very excited. We're going to be obviously announcing this coming shortly when we go live, and we are going to be adding to our existing Matrix courses. So please look out for our Matrix courses where we will learn all about OneHome. Currently inside of your Miami dashboard, so once you log into Miami Gateway and you click on CoreLogic Matrix, you'll see a link already created inside of your Matrix dashboard for OneHome. It's a full video library where you can watch videos on OneHome, download user guides, and kind of get ready for what's coming in the near future. So again, we're excited. It's a pleasure to join us here, and I'm going to be staying inside of the meeting, paying attention, and asking questions or answering questions as they come in. Thank you so much. Now we have Matt Fagioli, who's going to talk to you further.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I'm excited to be here with you. I'm the CoreLogic broker advisor. So that just means I'm a broker too, just like you, an agent and a broker. I'm actually based up in Atlanta, not too far north of you guys, but have been working with CoreLogic for many years across a lot of products. And I've never been more excited about any product launch than I am about OneHome, and love to share a little bit of a comment or two with you before we get into the demo, which is the real excitement where you get to see the platform. But guys, OneHome, the new platform, represents a ton of feedback from agents and brokers all across the country as far as exactly what we all needed to sort of up the game in our relationship with our clients. So we listened to your feedback and built OneHome with all of that in mind. And of course, it's a partnership with your local MLS, which is uniquely positioned to deliver that. And this whole effort is about putting the agent back at the center of the transaction to try to pull back and maintain the eyeballs and the relationship and the constant communication with the client versus all the other places that are chasing after that attention. And so it's a bit of an explosion. We're changing the game here against the big guns, the 30,000-pound gorillas, 10,000-pound gorillas, Zillow and Realtor.com and others who are in the business of pulling those eyeballs away. OneHome from CoreLogic is a most powerful tool yet to bring those eyeballs back and put you back at the center of that conversation. So what did agents tell us that they wanted? They want technology that helps them stay more connected to the client, obviously, keep them from straying away to Zillow and Realtor.com and others. We want that to be a free, neutral platform that puts the agent at the center of that consumer experience. And we need great insights from our clients and from the platform about what they're searching for and with what frequency when they log in and how much time they spend on the platform, what they look at, and all of that. And what the consumers want? Well, everybody wants that responsive, easy to use experience across all of their devices. Obviously, it's a mobile first world these days, and we've got all of that handled as well. The client wants better, faster insights about available properties, what's coming on the market, what's going on under contract, all of that. And of course, the MLS is the most the most robust data available and the best equipped to deliver that experience. And they want a seamless and efficient process that gives them full transparency, gives them all the information that they need to know. They can trust that data to be the best available information on the market. And of course, as we mentioned, your MLS is most uniquely positioned to partner with CoreLogic and deliver that. So here we are. There's no place like OneHome. We can't wait to get to the demo. It's all about keeping agents and brokers at the center of the transaction, keeping the eyeballs on one platform, not only through the buying and selling experience, but through the lifetime of that. Before we start the demo, we've had tons of amazing feedback in the markets that we've launched so far this year, both from agents and brokers and consumers alike. This is just a little taste of some of that amazing feedback that we've received. And with that, I'm going to turn the ball over to Keith so that he can start the demo and take it from here.
All right, thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen here. My name is Keith Hensley with CoreLogic, and I'm a national trainer, and I like a lot of things what Matt said, and that's what I want to introduce to you today. Just recapping a little bit of what Matt said about the new portal, OneHome portal. We have it out there to compete with the Zillows and the Realtor.coms of the world, because the old portal didn't have much information on it. So the new OneHome portal, as hopefully you'll see in this demo, will have a lot more information. So that way, once they get information from you that you send it to them, they won't want to leave that part to go to another internet site, Google the address, find more information out there. They'll stay with you. They'll stay on your site, and that way you can engage with them to find the right property for them. There's also going to be a marketplace for your clients to use, because your clients, as they go to these other national portals, they can also do a marketplace where they can search for mortgage rates. They can search for insurance rates. They can also, look for renovation projects out there. But now, like I said, they just stay on your site if they want to do this. Now they don't have to, but it's a marketplace where they can go. And I will show you this. And you can also put recommendations out there. So if you or your broker have mortgage companies or insurance companies or appraisers or whoever else they like to recommend prior to them doing a search for others out there, your name will be at the top. And there's also a way for your broker to opt out, just in case you're, that's something they don't want to do. And I'll show you all that here in a moment. And last but not least, like Matt said, it's going to be much easier to use on a mobile device. It's going to be a very responsive design. So it doesn't matter if they're using their cell phones or a tablet or their computer. It'll just respond to whatever device they are on. I believe the latest stats show that about 80% of the time when an agent emails listings to their client, they're opening it up on their cell phones, mobile devices. So it doesn't matter which device they open it on, it's going to be very mobile friendly. So this is how things are today before OneHome. As Marissa mentioned, late next Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning on the 19th or morning of the 20th, up until then, your clients, when you email them listings from Matrix, that's what you use. You log into Matrix. We're members of Matrix, so nothing's going to change in there. However, when you email listings to your client, they're going to open it up on your client portal, and this is how it looks today. But as of next week, they will open it up, and all of a sudden, it will be under new OneHome portal. All emails that you had ever sent them before will automatically transfer them to their new portal. As I mentioned, Matrix, very, very little change in there that you can do. So your workflow will remain exactly the same as it is today. So there's nothing really different that you're going to have to learn differently. So that's the good news. The other good news is that your clients, if they had saved any notes or listings from that previous portal, and hopefully they have been using that previous portal to save things like notes and listings, they will automatically be transferred to this new OneHome portal with them. So we do all the heavy lifting, not just for you, but for your clients too. So everything is there, very seamless change. And once again, we're just mentioning this to you just so that you're prepared. So when the day comes. So what do you have to do for your clients to see this new OneHome portal? You do the same thing as you've always done. You just keep emailing them listings, whether it's a manual email or an auto email. And where can they view these emails? Well, on any device, as was mentioned earlier. It's very friendly on mobile devices, very friendly on laptops. Doesn't matter what browser, everything they can get on, they can see it there. And this is just a little screenshot of how it looks on an iPhone or an Android phone here. But as I log in, I'll try to minimize the screen just so you can see the responsiveness of OneHome to your clients. So let's go and get started. I'm going to close this down here. And remember, very little has changed in Matrix. You are now seeing my Matrix screen here. So you can see that it's very similar to how it is, but I have OneHome. You don't have OneHome yet until next Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. So to demo OneHome, I need to email some listings to a client. And we all know how to do that. So I'm just going to pull up a quick residential search. I've already got some criteria in here. I've got a neighborhood. I've got active coming soon. I even added active with contract status in there just to find some more properties because we all know it's a hot market out there. Things are selling fast. So I just included that with a price range. And I'm just going to get my results. Now, I've got a client I want to show you and work with, and I'm going to send this to a client of mine, and his name is John, him and his wife, Shannon. So I'm going to select all 9 of those listings, and I'm going to email those listings to John and Shannon. So in my to box here, I'm just going to start typing in John's name, and then I'm just going to type in a listing here, listings near Miami. There we go. And I'm just going to fill this out, and I'm just going to go and hit send. Now, what I need from you is to take off your realtor hat and put on your client hat. Now we're going to be John or Shannon for the next few moments, so I can show you what it looks like to them, to your clients there. So I'm going to open up their email, and they get an email from me with that title here. And when they click on it, they get the email with a view listings. Now, it's also very important to know this is not what the email will look like. Reason why it's like this now is because we are not live with OneHome yet. So when we do go live with OneHome, the email template will look like this. It'll have a very nice little branding image here, and it'll have whatever message you had typed in there, along with your email signature at the bottom. And your client would just click that link there. So I just wanted to show you that just so you can know what it's going to look like, because mine, as I mentioned, just doesn't look clean yet because we're still using the old email system, email template out there. However, when I click on this, it will take John and Shannon to their OneHome portal. And this is what it's going to look like here. They're going to see the email title that I just called it. It's going to have the 9 listings right here that they can see. And then a nice little map that has 1 listing up here, 3 more there, and 5 more down there. Before I get into this a little bit more, I'm going to minimize my screen to emulate what it looks like if they was on a cell phone. Now, if they were on a cell phone, it would look like this, where the 1 listing, 3, and the 5. And then, of course, my little branding down here, I just want to bring up real quick that you can have your branding look just fine. In fact, they can even click this to see the full branding of stuff there, of my contact. It does say activate account up here. I'm going to talk about that here in a moment. They do not need to activate their account. However, we do encourage them to activate their account. When they click on one of these properties, they see the listing down below here. And if they click on the image of the property, it just takes them into deeper information on that property. And there's a wealth of information that John or Shannon can see while they're out here. And I'm going to get into that in a moment. Now, just wanted to show you what it looks like on a mobile device. So I'm just going to make it larger again. Something I didn't show you also, they can toggle on and off the map. So even if they're on that mobile device again, they don't have to see the map on here. They can just sit there and look at the listings this way as well, or have the map back on. So I'm going to make it larger. But if the screen is large enough, it will have both. It'll have the map on one side and a thumbnail view on the left-hand side here. Like I just showed you, you can toggle the contact can toggle off the map option here. Now, there's 9 listings. However, on this map, if they click on this cluster of 3 properties right here, it's going to zoom in and relocate the map on those 3 properties. And now on the left-hand side, you can see the 3 listings are right here. And what they can also do with the map, we give them some additional tools that your current client portal never had. And one of the things I want to show you is points of interest. If you open up, or if John or Shannon opens up this points of interest, what they can do is turn on things like education. Maybe they got young kids and want to see what kind of schools are nearby. So when they choose education and hit apply, now they're starting to see that there's a high school up here and a middle school right there. And they could even zoom out a little bit more just to see if there's any more educational location or buildings nearby. They can also go up to points of interest and say food and dining. They love, to eat out a lot. So they like to turn this on also. And now they can see that these 3 properties, if they click on it, they can see that the Las Vegas Cuban cuisine restaurants here, or other restaurants. In fact, there's a Subway there. They love stopping at Subway. So maybe that's a plus for them if they like. So just the points of interest, there's all kinds of points of interest that they can turn on and see. And just remember, this is them. This is their portal that I'm providing them via OneHome. Now, they have not yet activated their account yet. They still see a bunch of information here. And by the way, by them activating their account, and I will show you a contact that already has activated their account, just so you can compare the difference there. All activate the account requires is for them to create a password. That's it. Okay. The previous portal, they did not have to activate the account. And the reason why that's so important in this day and age is because as I send listings to John and Shannon are probably sending those emails, or that email I sent to them, sending it out to their friends and neighbors to look at stuff. Well, as they leave notes, or I leave notes for them, or save properties, it's no longer secure. And anyone else can see those notes and read those private conversations that me and John or Shannon are having. So we encourage them to simply activate their account and that creates a password, or they create the password. We already know their email address, so they're not signing up to be on a mailing list. We're not allowed to spam them or send them junk stuff. So reassure your clients that they're just creating a password, and it secures it. So they can still send those emails out to their friends and family members, but unless those friends and family know the password, they won't be able to see those private conversations between me and John and Shannon. Okay, so like I said, I'll show you that. But before that, you're going to see a bunch of information they get to look at, even though they don't activate their account. So as they see these properties, there's back to the map here, there's boundaries that they can turn on. Now, these boundaries we never had before for your clients on the client portal. So they can turn on the parcel boundary lines and hit apply. And now you can see as they zoom in, there's parcel boundaries next to those properties there. If they go back to the boundaries, they can also turn on things, zip code or city or county or school district. But look at this one, flood zone. I think in your market area down in Southern Florida, I think the flood zone map layers would be priceless to allow them to see. And they, again, don't have to go somewhere else to get this information. So if they zoom in on a property, let's say this property here on Northwest 43rd Terrace, they can see, we might have to think about this one because it looks like it's in a flood zone here. Okay, they can, I'm going to turn this boundary off though. I'm going to clear it there. Actually, I'll leave the parcel one on. Hit apply so you can see the parcel boundary lines. But over here, they can also turn on the map or change the map from a road map to a satellite view or a hybrid. I actually like the hybrid better because it shows the street names and the parcel lines here. And now they can get a closer look at this property here and see how it looks. And they can see why it might be in a flood zone there. So I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. And I'm going to change it back to the road map again. But something else that brings them in closer is the Google Street View. We've all seen the Google Street View before. So down here is the Google Pegman, as Google calls them. If they drag Pegman onto the map, you can see where Google Streets have been. Now you notice I can't go onto this property or on that street for that property. So maybe if I just put my Pegman right outside the gates here, because I believe it's a gated community, or at least it looks like it. So if they zoom up a little bit, yep, lo and behold, it is a gated community. Well, maybe that's a positive for them. So that way, yeah, you can't get on the street view because Google's not been in that property there. I'm just going to go right back out here. So again, all this information is given to them that they can see. So you got the map layers, you got the boundaries, you got the points of interest. And if your client clicks on one of these properties here, they're taken deeper into more information on this one property. If there was a open house scheduled for this property, they would see prominently displayed right up here, but there's not. They see the address, they see under contract, the current status. And remember, I was looking for not only actives and coming soon, but active with a contract too. They can see the total monthly cost. And what they can do right here is click on breakdown of monthly cost, and they can see what their monthly cost is based on the mortgage, principal, and interest. However, they can open up any of this and see or change the down payment and see how much that would reflect in their monthly cost. They can scroll down and see and change property taxes to see how that would affect their monthly payments. Home insurance, they could see and change that, or HOA fees, or add utility expenses in there. Something that just gives them extra tools to play with. Now, because they haven't activated their account, if they try to save a listing, it just reminds them, you need to activate your account to do that. Or if they try to reject something, that's the one thing that they'll need to do, or additional thing they'll need to do is activate their account. if they try to request a tour or add a note. Now, both of these, add a note or request a tour, one requires them to activate their account, because remember, we're asking for feedback from them. So they want to provide something back to me, and we need to make it a secure environment by activating their account. But the request a tour comes back to me as John and Shannon's agent. I'm the one to introduce them. So if they want to request a tour, it comes to me, and then I would reach out to the listing agent to set that up. Scrolling down, John and Shannon can click on View Insights of the Market Insights. It highlights the market area. They can see that on average, homes in this area sell for about 97% of their asking price. They can see the median sale price, list price, and they notice that this market area is almost a 50-50 split between owner-occupied versus renters out there. So they're getting to know the market based on the lifestyle that they're looking for. This might be impactful on their decision-making. Here they can hover over and see the median list price or the median sale price going back many years for this market area. They can see demographics, population, median household income, unemployment rate, and even change the demographic breakdown here. And we give them a nice little disclaimers, letting them know where this data comes from also. But that's not it. They can scroll through and look at all the photos here. They can actually click on it and make it nice and big, and now scroll through and look at the photos here. They can also click on View All 32 Photos this way and look at it this way here. They scroll down, they can still see more information, the virtual tour, if one's available on this property. They can see some basic information here. And there's even another map on this property. Now, the map before had multiple listings on it, but if they open this map, now they're seeing just this one property, and now they can zoom in and zoom out on it, and then do all kinds of boundary lines, just like I showed you before. If they scroll down, they see all kinds of features, property details they can open or close to see interior details, exterior details. All this information is coming from the MLS, and it's all customer friendly. They're not going to see anything they are not allowed to see as a customer, as a client there. It's all client friendly stuff. Building details, utilities, construction, homeowners association fee, building details, other facts and features. As you can see, there's just all kinds of information that comes from the MLS, including schools. But look at this. The schools from the MLS will only show what the listing agent puts in, but OneHome goes out and finds all the nearby elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and even private schools. And there, as you saw, there is even a rating next to each one here. And that rating comes from the latest available standardized test results from the Department of Education. So they know where those scores are. And they also see information like how far away is it from that property that they are looking at now, the number of students in 2020, and the student per teacher ratio in 2020. They can see all that stuff there. They scroll down. We don't stop there. We keep on showing them more information like the public record data, the tax record. So if John or Shannon wants to, they can open this up and see what the tax records show for that criteria. Again, they don't have to leave my portal, my OneHome portal that I have for them to find this information out. Now, as I mentioned, if there was an open house coming up, they would see it here. And there would even be a link that they can quickly add it to their Outlook or Google Calendar too. Now, remember, they cannot save it as a favorite or not for me, simply because they have yet to activate their account. And look at this. We even go out and show them the walk score, a bike score, or transit score for this neighborhood. Now, these numbers are kind of low, so if walking or biking or taking the bus or public transportation is important to them, this may not be the house for them out there. If they scroll down, they can see the price history and the tax history again. Just a wealth of information that we provide to your clients on OneHome. Now, I'm going to open up and show you what it looks like to another client of mine, Janelle. Janelle just activated her account. And once she activates the account, one of the first things we provide is this thing called a property fit score, okay? They don't have to do this. Janelle does not have to do a property fit score. However, if she does, and I like to show you what it looks like. If she clicks on get started, we just kind of introduce to her that each property that I send to her or she searches will have a fit score based on the answers that she's providing. And she can always change these answers too if she needs to. So if she says, let's go, it takes her in and asks her 7 questions. And real quick, I'm just going to go through this and choose some answers here. And if there's an answer that she really doesn't know either way, or she just simply doesn't care, she can always skip it, okay? Then it won't go into the algorithm of the score that's being provided. So she can skip any of these questions if she needs to. And then once she does that, it simply asks her for 3 interior features. What are her top 3 interior? So she's just going to choose something here. And then what are her top 3 exterior features? And since South Florida, so you got to have a pool, and parking would really be nice around there. So I'm just going to hit next. And then based on those 3 interior and 3 exterior, now she can rank them and put the ones on top, and maybe the pool was number 1. So we'll move that to the top. And parking, maybe that's number 2. So we'll move that up to number 2. And she clicks on next. And what it's going to do is going to say, congratulations, you're done. Start exploring. So now as it comes back out, what you will see, now remember, we're not live yet, but what she will see if she does that, you will see a little numbers next to each one here, a fit score, if you will. And that way she can see how best this property fits some of the other ones. In fact, up here, she'll be able to sort it, not just by newest, highest, or lowest price, but also by the property fit score also. Actually, there it is. I just had to refresh it there. So now she can see some of the scores. So the lower one may not be the best one for her according to the answers she provided there. And I can see her answers also. And I can see these the score also inside of Matrix. And look at this. She already has some saved listings here. Where did that come from? Well, she must have saved it in the old client portal. So once she activated her account, boom, there's everything she ever saved from the past automatically transferred over, and she could see it there. Now she can go up here to the top where it used to say activate account, and she can go back in and change her property fit preferences if she wants to. She even has favorites up here where she can click on favorites. And this is a list of her 2 favorite listings that she had saved prior to OneHome. And here's the 3 that she had rejected as not for me. So they're all there for her, waiting for her. She even has a planner that if she wants to, she can go through the planning stage, whether she's on the buying side or the selling side of the process of the transaction there. And we just guide her through, and she can open this up. And again, whatever she answers or does or completes, I can see also. So all she has to do is open those up and guide it through there. Something real quick that you're not seeing here is a marketplace. There will also be a marketplace there. However, we don't have it turned on yet. And once we go live next Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning on the 20th, it still won't be there. Because remember I said you as an agent or a broker can put in your own recommendations. So we want to give you a week to prepare for that. So we're not going to turn on the marketplace until a week after the 19th and the 20th. So on the 26th, the marketplace will be there. Okay. So since I cannot show you the marketplace, I'm just going to open up a PowerPoint real quick here and just show you what the marketplace is going to look like here. Let me swap sides out. Actually, it was at the end of my, There we go. So you're going to have a marketplace. Your clients will have a marketplace as long as your broker doesn't want to opt out. Your clients can go through and get mortgage rates, insurance quotes, or find a home professional like a appraiser or someone to build a deck or kitchen remodel, things like that there. As they pull up listings, not only do they see it on the marketplace up here, but to the right of each property, they'll see it also where they can get insurance rates, add a renovation, or get mortgage rates here. As they go through this process, we're always letting them know that their data is protected, no unsolicited emails or calls ever, and compare rates with no impact to their credit score. And they can also see customer reviews of things they're checking out here. And we put a little message down here that they are told that they will see recommendations from you, their broker or agent there. As they answer some questions about that process, and again, this is only if your client wants to, okay? John and Shannon don't have to do this, but if they did, then, you know, the marketplace would just need some basic answers, details from them to answer. And they would continue some more, and they would need to give us their contact information because after all, they're going through this process here. They probably want to be contacted. So we ask them how they want to be contacted. But here, what they'll see when they do a mortgage or insurance rates or renovation, they will see the broker's choice and the agent's choice. The broker will have one and will always be at the top, and the agent will have up to 2 additional that will be below the broker's choice here. And then after that, they will see up to 4 additional ones based on whatever category they're in there. Now, like I said, we give you a week's time to prepare for this, for your recommendation. So when we go live next Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, a broker would go up to their name up here and click on settings. They would then have an option for broker's choice. You don't see this yet, okay? Not until next Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. But as soon as we do that, the broker can go in and choose broker's choice. And then they can choose whatever category. And the top one of each category is the broker's level. So all of his or her agents will have this provider for their clients in the marketplace. So as the broker goes in and puts this here, they would just fill out the company and contact name for that recommendation along with some address and website, and then they would select the appropriate conditions down here and save it, and there it is. It's there. Okay. For an agent, if you're not a broker, if you're the agent though, you can go in also next Tuesday night, Wednesday morning and go to settings, but yours will say agent choice. So when you go in, you will see if and who your broker has recommended, if they have. But underneath that, like I said, underneath each one, you can add 2 more underneath each one. And if your broker doesn't do any, that's fine. You can still provide up to 2 here. And then after you enter yours, you'll see who you have. And then the broker marketplace configuration. This is where if your broker decides to, they could opt out of 1, 2, or all 3 of those verticals there if they want to. And this is how they would do it. When the broker goes in, there's always going to be an opt out on the top of each vertical here. And if your broker decides to opt out, we're going to ask them, are you sure? Because this is going to remove it, not just for that broker, but all of his or her agents also will be opted out. So now it'll be deactivated. And now on the left-hand side, this is how it used to look in the marketplace with all 3. But since they opted out of that 1 vertical insurance, in this example, there's only going to be 2 here. So they could actually opt out of all 3. So if they wanted to. And also, remember I showed you next to each property there's get mortgage rates, add a renovation insurance rates here. Well, if the broker opted out of the insurance rates, they don't see it over here. They'll only see the other 2 here. So we give this ability to you. You got a week before the marketplace is turned on after OneHome is there. So you can go out there and get that set up. And hopefully you'll notice that the OneHome marketplace is a safe, controlled, and objective place where your clients are searching. They're already out there searching now. They're going to Google. They're going out to these other vendors. So we're just giving them a safe environment to do it right there inside of their portal that you're providing to them. The client data is protected and only shared with the service provider. Your client chooses when and if they want to engage with someone. No unsolicited emails or phone calls, reviews from other consumers. They can compare quotes with no impact, and your providers are presented in prime position, which means your broker and you as an agent can put yours on top, and then they'll see others out there. Okay, so I'm really excited about this. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to turn this back over to Marissa.
Thank you, Keith. That was awesome. Just something to share with the group. We have a fun learning management system contest for all of you. Here's what we need you to do. Access the Matrix Learning Lab through this widget right here on your Matrix homepage. Watch 2 OneHome videos and then send the words Agent Forum with your favorite OneHome feature through the Matrix Learning Lab feedback button. And then we will contact the first 10 agents that do that via email with your $100 gift card. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I hope that this was really informative and you got all of your questions answered. We really enjoyed our time together today, and we're so excited that you will have OneHome the evening of October 19th. And for all of your clients, the morning of October 20th, they will see OneHome. Marketplace launches on the 26th. So it's important to make sure that your clients are aware that OneHome is coming. You can explain the benefits of activating an account. And OneHome is not an app. You can simply access it anywhere at onehome.com. Thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of your day.